And we are live. NashvilleLou live, back on the air with Meta Battler. October 9th, 2024. My thoughts right now with people in Florida that are facing a major hurricane that either has already made landfall or is about to. Hurricane Milton. I lived in Tampa for 5 years. I've got acute appreciation for that area, but also a knowledge of the damage that these hurricanes can cause. So hoping for the best, but man, it's gonna be tough for a lot of folks. So we'll have hopefully a fun time here with this tonight. Meta Battler just launched its second season, and this is a collaboration with Alien Worlds. All right. So you see top left corner of your screen, Twitchy Tides are open for the first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. Exclamation point play. I hope this kind of a last minute put together thing as far as that top bar went, but trying to get stuff where it fits on screen doesn't distract or detract or otherwise cause issues. This is the Tower Reward Multiplier screen. I had that pulled up for the start of the countdown show. I go just to the main page, didn't, so now we'll do it here. So Meta Battler, got this very straightforward setup. Actually, that's just the main. This was what I was originally going to have as my start page, but things got moved around when I was getting ready here. So player versus environment. Oh, you can see that. That is what there is a little bit of an overlap with some of the top stuff. That's just part of it. I'll go through some more of this as far as the deck builder stuff goes in a bit. Got the PvE towers, player versus environment. So you're not playing against an actual person, which means you don't have to wait for somebody or beg somebody or bribe somebody to play you. It's just they're ready to go. It's quite nice. So now to the point, I've got 5 different towers. There's a bit more meat to it as far as the options go. Now the big new one, though, is the Alien Worlds tower. I'll go and order the one that's running out of time the soonest. That's the 4 Horsemen. It's not that tall of a tower anyway. So we'll go through this. I'll explain how it works. The game is very simple as far as the red beats white beats blue. Red, white, and blue, you can kind of remember it rather easily. Fire beats ice, ice beats water, water beats fire. I intentionally have my consumer break deck at 29 so I don't accidentally play it. I'm sure the interface will be adjusted over time. Interface overall is very nice. It's just when it comes to, I don't want to actually pick the wrong deck, and that happens sometimes, or it gets in the way, or it brings up the wrong one that I want. So I intentionally dock this one down to 29, unless Consumer Break himself is on. And congratulations to Consumer Break, by the way, on getting partner status with Twitch. He earned it. He's worked hard to get that point, so happy for him. Anyway, he sometimes plays during a show if you have the word break in your deck. But I don't want that to be pulled up when I'm not there. Like today, I wasn't able to see the bulk of a show, so I don't know if he played that today. Anyway, that's the point being, you can set up the decks however you want to. We'll get more to that later. Let's get to the action, though, show you how this game works. It's very straightforward. You can use any sort of wax digital asset. It essentially becomes a card in-game, and I'll show you what I mean here. So, starting with level 1s, where you start. And again, it shows me here that my opponent's got half red cards, half white cards. I realize it's a black line, but just think of it like a zebra. So it's got red and white, so no blue cards. So if I play a red, I don't have to worry about any blue cards being played that could potentially beat it heads up. So it's a good thing to know going in. And they don't show you on screen. That's the developers decided not to do it that way. Hellos real quick here. Brazen Blake, Autumn's Toys, Fonny T, Notorious Ninja, Nadu 6, SDB123, Poppinstock, Deathlord, Chucky, Bo Reddington. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou live with Meta Battler and Twitchy Tides coming up. I have not yet conquered the Alien Tower. Well, I take that back. That may be the one that I did conquer one time. There's one. I've only beaten one of the towers. I got lucky on a run up a shorter one. So maybe I have beaten it. That's not a very conclusive answer, I realize. Normally, I'm not quite strong enough in my decks to be able to do it. So, hey, remember this red and white. It doesn't show you here. You just have to remember. So there's red and white are the cards in here for my opponent. So if I play a red, it'll beat any white card. So we'll do that. We'll start with a crosswalk to nowhere. The 81 beats the 32. So there very quickly. This game moves so fast, I can't really do play-by-play for it. It's more like baseball. I found this works better with Meta Battler as far as I was chatting with the audience. Game kind of plays out. So I try to describe what's going on. It takes way too long. Promoting my land and alien worlds, Neary 3616. If you like what I do, you want to support me in some way, and you've got mining, if you play alien worlds. If you don't, that's fine. If you do, please, at least sometimes, mine at Neary 3616. I had that land for a long time. I got it with the intent of using to promote here. Just getting Wax and Twitch to get those worlds to come together. It took longer to build that bridge than I anticipated or expected. But here we are. The blue beat the red again. This is one downside to the overlay being up there. It does prevent you from seeing that part. I didn't really think about that until just now. You know, it'd be covered up anyway by the bar I've got underneath. I'm going to layer some things to make this work. Anyway, it shows you on screen. So the red beats the white beats the blue beats the red. Red, white, and blue. That blue beat the red. I know it's only red and white cards in there for this level 1 opponent. And when they're the same color, it's whoever has the higher number on the card that wins the round. We both start with 10 points. First one that goes to 0 loses. If the numbers are the same and the colors are the same, it's a tie for the round. The cards bounce off each other and you continue. I'm not sure what happens if you have like a bunch of ties in a game and you run out of cards. So you can have a minimum of 30 in a deck. That's what I have here. One more to go. All right, that's it for the round. So it gives you what they call MVP. I really like the way this is set up because it's nothing that can be... People can't go through here and take the MVP and sell it somewhere. It's an in-game thing only. But you use that to boost your cards up. So you get half of that goes to your wallet. And I'll show you later. I'll demonstrate how it works to boost your cards with that wallet MVP. But it also infuses the cards you use that won the rounds. You know, just a little bit. This is my highest card right here, 86 for Bridgestone Arena. And I've got a mix of some of my NashvilleLou from the NashvilleLou collection, from my digital collectibles, and got some photos, some other promotional items I didn't ever anticipate actually using in a game, like the one right here, the ringside view from AEW show I went to in 2019, early on in their run. They're still going strong. They've got a huge new contract. Congratulations, Tony Khan. Doing what a lot of other people told him would be impossible to do. Anyway, so you win level 1. Now, some people try and get up the board as quickly as possible, because if you beat this in the shortest time, there's a leaderboard for the quickest wins. Now here, I'm doing this to demonstrate and explain how this works, but also, okay, level 2, this is average of 88, but it's all blue cards here. So a white card's going to beat any blue, a blue's going to beat any red, and it's blue versus blue, it's heads. That's tough, though. 88 for level 2. Eesh. Hey, level 9 is your best there, Brazen Blake. Hello, Soul the Cat. Greetings and welcome. Hey there, Armada, Buzz King. We'll have Twitchy Tides coming up. Exclamation point play gets you in for that. Going with the game here. So remember, it's all blue in here, so having 4 out of these first 5 being ice cards here, it's going to beat whatever they have. I mean, packs. Multiple packs in here. You can use the packs in game if they rank high enough. So at some point I'll open them, then I'll get the accumulated MVP out, and I can use it to apply to other cards. But for now, it's kind of fun to use packs as a weapon. Even though it's a lower number, it's the ice that beats the water. Red beats white, white beats blue, blue beats red. Red, white, and blue. I should probably make a screen cap of that top left. It would mess things up for me to pull it down to show you the... it shows you a little ring of red beats white beats blue. Fire beats ice beats water. I probably prefer to have that in that bottom right. I just thought this... maybe I should move the... well, no, I kind of like the way it is there with the play next to it. Trying to utilize space as well as possible. So some luck of the draw here early, getting a bunch of these white cards. Ice. Loaded up with the ice. More ice. Shaved ice. The giant cubes. Once they didn't really break them out of the tray, just poured them in. Ice. Loaded up. Okay. Well, let's see. 2 more to go, and I've got the round. I don't know how much more ice I've got on tap, though. 78 loses to the 91. So you see this can become problematic for me here if I don't get more ice. I know it's all water cards, all blue cards there for my opponent. All right, here's another ice. Steel Justice. I got some productivity out of my Brawlers cards here with this game. And related to that's like more than 75 points. And if I put anything in there, it's been minuscule. Mostly been earned just from playing with that card. I mean, Brawlers really belongs to that list above Atari as far as the non-contributor top 5. I'll explain more about that later. That's not really my thing to decide anyway, though. Will this win it? 84 loses to the 91. That was my highest blue card, so I got 6 more turns, really, to get an ice card. There's one more ice card in there. Will it show up? Right now we have 14 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to join the list, just type _play in chat. Hey, look at this. I'm down to 3 as far as my remaining health points. Let's see. Essentially, if I don't draw that last ice card here, then I'm going to lose the round. Look at that. Got a break. And the win. I'm doing great, Kat. How are you doing? I say I'm doing great. I have a heavy heart, though, because I'm very concerned for friends of mine down in Florida. I mentioned earlier I've lived in Florida for 5 years. Lived in Ybor City. At the time of my life living there. Love Tampa. So many great people I know down there. Many of them had to evacuate their families, but still stay. That I worked with in TV. Worked at WTSP, and some of them are there, some at other stations. Jeff Baradelli, he was like a young meteorologist breaking in when I was there as a producer. Now he's the chief meteorologist for WFLA television. Long night ahead for everybody there. There. So I'm happy. I like having this as an escape from the news as far as just in general, but in particular the stuff in Tampa. I mean, living in Tampa, and you deal with covering, especially working in news there, tropical storms and hurricanes. I was warned when I moved there. I was like, okay, if there's ever a direct hit for Tampa, we're in serious trouble, and here's why. They talked about the storm surge and the way the Bay was and the way that Tampa's been so lucky for so many decades, since the 20s, since it got directly hit. But here we are, and it's about to get hit, so that's a difficult thing. This isn't going to help my speed for trying to clear this room. Look at this, 112. I mean, look, I'm not even going to try here. I don't know why. They did some stuff to kind of make it where it's less, who has the strongest deck is going to get the highest in these. And I think they rebalanced it a bit, maybe not to my favor here, because I mean, look, I would have to catch breaks like I did there with the ice. It's a bit much. I'm not going to do that. I don't like this being like this. It's level 3. There's level 4, level 5. It's a shorter run up the tower here, but I'm not beating 112. I don't quite get that. So, you know, and this annoys me as well. You got to scroll down and go to show concede option. I don't like that it taunts you for it. Piss off. That's what I feel about that. So, okay, only got 2, but that's 2 spots. Now, where this is relevant is on the leaderboards. This just got, that's just in general shows you the different how people have done here with the boss victories. You can, that was week 1. I think there's already been an Alien Worlds one. I just want to see from the prizes to see how that went to demonstrate. Look at this. Okay, this is what they're giving away 5 of these per hour. You want to get in on this if you've got a wax wallet, get some of the NashvilleLou collection, get anything on wax, and you can use it in game here. I'll show you a little bit later how you can sync up those digital items in game. You still have possession of them. It's not like our planet, that thing, or others that were custodials, what they call non-custodial. Anyway, so that's part of the motivation. So many game makers. I feel like I'm man yelling at Cloud because they just ignore me half the time. Say, look, it's a must. You've got to have motivation for people to play hourly, but at least daily. And this is giving away 5 of these packs per hour. And it's who does well enough in the campaign. Let's see. Leaderboards. No, that's not what Access? Okay, this is stipulations. This is a new game they're still developing. And so there's stuff they're going to continue to be improved and all. I'm going to show you we'll check into that 4 Horsemen a little later. We can check it out then. All right, we got 17 people in for that next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to get in on it, type !play in chat. That was 44 minutes is when that time runs out. Maybe I can explain it better showing when it's actually going on right now. Oh. Maybe they've changed this, or maybe it's something that has to be updated. Results. There, we guys need to change it to results, I think. Because they did some stuff, they reset some things, so this is all going through the first run since they reset it for Season 2. Let me double back. Instead of this... Hall of Heroes just ended. This will be probably even better. Results. So right here for the last drawing, and it shows you the time in UTC. I want to give it to you in Central Daylight Time, Nashville time. This is people that play between 5 and 10 p.m. Central, 6 to 11 Eastern p.m. And so you got the percentage of chances. I actually had 4 levels that I beat there. I had a 3.846% chance of getting a pack. I didn't. But there were 32 players. But at most, it's 1 prize per player. So somebody can't come through here and have like... Can't just hog them all up. So it's got some split as far as that goes. But it's motivation to keep you playing. Even I'm like, well, if you got 20 minutes during a lunch break, you get a couple of rounds in. Maybe you get home from work and find out, hey, look, got this pack. It's The Sims. I'm sorry to say The Sims. I have to fall into old habits. I had fun playing The Sims early this morning. It's a doubleheader. Sims was early a.m. Nashville time. Now, later p.m. Playing with Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have Twitchy Tides coming up here in a bit. Like exclamation point play in chat to get in for that next Twitchy Tides game. Let's check out this Alien Worlds one. So it's a tower. It's got 10 levels. And again, I don't want to pick the wrong deck. So that's why I have this where it's 29 out of 30. I can't accidentally choose it. Plus, it's worked out that way. I'm sure I'll put more decks in at some point. I'm sure they'll have games that you'll have to have decks with certain collections. It would be shocking if they didn't. So it loads up the campaign. It's a tower climber kind of feel to it. Really that kind of thing. Now, it's red-white. We're talking about the average of 5 for the reds, 10 for the whites, red being fire, white or black there being ice. I've tried doing the ice, fire, water. I'm getting tongue-tied with it. Say no. It's going to be the red, white, and blue, and y'all can figure it out. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Season 2 launched today. You can see very vibrant background images, which I really like. Let's go with the reds, because I know that's going to beat a white. 65 beats a 1. Red beat the white there. You'll have that. Try a blue. Blue would beat a red and lose to a white. As evidence there. An 82 loses to an 8. That's how it goes. Ace purple is in there. The blue beat the red. It's the white. There it is. Alright, so it's Alien Worlds Tower, level 1. Difficulty. It gets tougher as you climb the ladder. The score of 7, so I had 7 out of my 10 health points remaining. The more health points you have at the end of the round, the higher your reward is. That reward an MVP. Again, this isn't like something you take to Alcor and change for wax. This is in-game Meta Battler points, essentially is what it stands for. And you use it to boost up your cards, have stronger cards, more you can do. And half the MVP gets infused into the cards, and then half goes into your wallet where you can use it how you want. This is an all-red deck here. Low number, but if I get a bunch of blue cards, it'd be different than if I get a bunch of white cards. Blues would be the red, red would be the white. And very compelling visual backgrounds they have with this. blues are going to beat the reds every time. Not even worried about the matchup numbers-wise. What's that? There's a low number for the opponent here. Level 2 of a 10 tower. 10 level tower. So I'm not gonna have a perfect, a flawless victory here because I've got all ice, and that deck is all fire. Sacrifice my floppy disk there. And War Memorial Auditorium, sorry. Venerable place, but I lost the head. Again, sometimes you're gonna get the breaks and sometimes you won't. I'm gonna get the win, it's just a matter of, there we go. Probably get a non-ice card there. 7 out of 10. The luck of the draw is part of this. This is not a complex game. It's easy to learn how to play. It's easy to figure out. It's a lot of fun. So with this one, my opponent has all 3 colors. Mostly red, some white, a little bit of blue. Just enough to keep you honest. We've got 17 contestants lined up for the next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to join the list, just type !play in chat. So the red beats the white, the fire beats the ice there. And if I try to stop to explain what I'm doing, and it can take a long time. Whereas if you play, it's easier to be conversational. Very happy. I found out a few days ago that Meta Battler had received status where it could actually be listed as a game here on Twitch. What a novel concept. I mean, that process is a lot more complicated than it needs to be for my dealings with it. So I was happy that Meta Battler guys able to get it through to the gatekeepers that they belong. So I can list them as a game. Again, these are all digital items from the wax chain. Some that I've designed, some from other games, some that are either Meta Battler's cards themselves or from associated sets like ultra rare horrors, etc. There we go. Alright, so again, it was a lower score at 4 health points to end the round as opposed to 7, but the reward amount goes up level by level, so again, it's not a whole lot when you've got a card at this height as far as all the way up to level 82 for my promo pack from 2021. 0.0293, not huge, but again, you play this game enough and time flies by and then boom, you get it adds up. Makes it easier for newer players getting in because those intervals between those earlier levels are a lot smaller, so you can get those improvements helping to boost your cards up quicker than somebody trying to get their already high cards even higher. All red everything here for my opponent for level 4. Go heads up with the reds. The whites are going to lose to them. The blues will win it. Heads up, so. Again, if I try to do play-by-play, there's no way. It's so fast. Or any sort of commentary. I was hoping I get a flawless victory. Didn't happen for me. There we go. 9 out of 10. As far as the health points. And notice that reward, 1.705 MVP. Half to my wallet and half infused to the cards that won the round. Like Ace Purple didn't win that particular matchup, so nothing for Ace. Whereas this Meta Battler card, the blue beat the red, so thus that Again, you can see that little green part to the much larger gold line that is indicating the progress bar for leveling up to level 61. After this tower, we'll play a Twitchy Tides game. We've got 17 contestants already lined up. So after I'm done with this tower, whenever that is, I don't know how. If I reach the point where I have to throw in the towel or somehow I run the table. But regardless, we'll do some Twitchy Tides after this. Sometimes it's easier to not think about it too much. Play by instinct. But I think the main thing I'll have to do is just make a screen cap of the red, white, and blue part. What beats what? Put it in that right bottom corner. Alright, so that gives me the round. Won it with 5 of my health points intact, so those rewards go up the higher you go up the ladder. Level 6. This goes all the way up to level 10. Head Shade Ring. Now that's a beatable number there. I mean, I think that you'd have to catch some breaks, but that's a lot more doable than what I was staring at in that last one. Okay, level 6. So this, I know it's black, but it's ice, so it counts as white. Easier that way, just think of it that way. So it's all white here. Red's going to beat anything. Blue's going to lose to it. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have Twitchy Tides coming up after this tower is complete for me. At the moment, we got 18 people in the mix. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Looking with that all-white deck. It doesn't show you when you get to this part. You got to pay attention at the beginning. So reds are going to beat those every time. Let's see if this 59 is unopened pack that I still have. The 59 beat the 43. Okay. None of these are going to win against an all-ice deck. That's more like it. There's an 80 ice, and that beats... Okay, I need a couple of those to hit. Red's going to beat all that. And I won't win this particular round. One more to win it. No, it won't be this one. Won't be this one. There we go. All right. So 5 health points remaining. The MVP, notice it's been up, up, up. Rounds have been going up. All blue right here. The average of 54. So the difficulty level is going up. But when it's a one-color deck for your opponent, it does make it very straightforward what you do and don't need. Play as many of the ice cards as I can here. The white beats the blue. Hmm. 62 beat the 61. There we go. All right. Look at that 3.603 MVP. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live with Twitchy Tides coming up after this tower is complete. All right, level 8. Difficulty level has gotten higher. About half of that deck is red, then some white, and a little bit of blue. Some of these Alien Worlds cards I don't think I've ever seen. This way. CDR Church Starship Officer. Not familiar with that. But if you play Alien Worlds, please mine, at least sometimes, at Neary 3616. Free forest land that I own in the game. Had it for a long time. I zoned out there for a second, forgot my opponent had. That's where I wish it would show you, but it doesn't. What was like half of it was red? Something like that? I think. Maybe not. Sorry. Second guessing yourself when you make a switch and your opponent makes a switch and brakes aren't going your way. I have 1 health point left. Now it gives the option here, if you lose a round, you can continue. I'm going to use 0.14 MBP. Take another shot at it. Suppose they had half red cards over there. Where are they? Not there. Hello, Cesaro NLV. Hello, Dave Ira. Hello, Forest Slayer. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou live. Playing Meta Battler. We're going to have a Twitchy Tides game after this tower is complete. And knowing about half of that deck over there is red. Blue beat that one. I need one more. One more. Uh-oh. One more. Uh-oh, it's going to come to this last one. I'll play the 78 blue. Hope it's a red that's played. Got it. So we got paid that, what, 0.13 MBP. Gave me another shot. Won it, and so I made that back. A little extra. Whoa, right click. Come on. There we go. Back to the level 9 right here. Now, this is all white. With an average of 79. This will be tricky, but it should be potentially at least doable. We'll see. Need a lot of red cards. Need a lot of high white cards. Blue cards will just be around that I lose. So there's one where my ice card beat my opponent's ice card. Need a couple of those to go your way. Something like this. Three more. Two more. A tie for the round. That's how it looks. Both had a 64 ice. One more. Won't be here. Won't be here. Won't be there. There we go. Level 9. Look at that MVP. 6 health points. 3.946. Half infused with the cards that won in the round. But split up evenly amongst them. And the other half going right to my in-game wallet. Again, you can't. This is nothing you would transfer out. It's not currency per se, but you can just use it to boost your cards up. And it's a way of rewarding you beyond just the pack giveaways for playing the game. So here we are, top of the tower, level 10. It's an even split. Looks like 10-10-10 kind of split. Let's see how this goes. All right. My white with a 78 beat that one with a 70. I'm down to 3 as far as the health points. Oh, come on. Tie the round. Ugh. Both at 2 health points remaining. All I have are ice cards here, so. Last one. Come down to this. Can my 70 NashvilleLou live on a floppy disk win? It can, and it will. Wow. So congratulations, you beat the tower. You being me. You rock. The battle goes on. The leaderboard results there. All right. So we got, what, 21 people in for this Twitchy Tides game. Let's see if I set this up properly here. It helps to go between scenes if I bring up the slate. All right, we've got 21 contestants in for Twitchy Tides. Winner of this Twitchy Tides game gets a Warsaken Foil Prime card. An item from the NashvilleLou collection, a digital card you can use. You saw I was using these cards in-game. You can win one here to use in-game. I'm going to go ahead and get in this as well with exclamation point play for this Twitchy Tides game. If I happen to win, the prize goes to second place. Prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast, so please keep that in mind. All right, 22 contestants. I'm paranoid about having the overlay up when I'm jumping in, but it's not the case. Looks like we're good to go. And here we go. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Big worm with a hook. Early on, we're down to 18. A wide variety of fish and aquatic life and other creatures. A wicked Halloween look there. Meanwhile, wicked turn of events with the depth charge has us down to 16. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. The hook has us down to 14. We'll have more Meta Battler after this game. Look out for Debo. That eliminated my fish, so I'm out. I'm not alone, just tearing through there. Debo, we're down to 9. We got for Pink Felicia, upper mid, wreaking havoc. And we're down to 5 participants remaining. Who'll be the winner of this Twitchy Tides game? Solkanar taken out by Big Worm, and we're down to 4. Soul the Cat, Death Lord, Chucky, and Bo Reddington, the final 4. Depth charge, you see it there. That ominous blinking red. Can Soul get past it? Cat managing to get past that depth charge, at least that time. It's Death Lord. We're down to 3. Soul the Cat, Chucky, and Bo Reddington, the final 3. And we'll have more Meta Battler after the conclusion of this game. Pink Felicia, upper mid. Chucky gets past. But Felicia takes out Cat. takes out Bo, and that's going to do it. Congratulations, Chucky of Team No Hands, victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. One of the many great things about Twitchy Tides is that I only have to click one button to copy all the important, pertinent information from a game. I paste it, and I'm done. Everything I need is right there. Not wasting your valuable time having to hunt down paper or something, like try and keep track of stuff or take forever, or even worse, have to go back and try and sort it all out, suss it all out later. Makes it easy for me to get to the next game, etc. So it's one of many great things that I appreciate and enjoy with Twitchy Tides. So congratulations to Chucky on the victory. All right, so we're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. You see the tank there, top left of your screen. So it's back open with exclamation point play to get in the next Twitchy Tides game. All right, so a tower victory for me. So you can continue when you beat the tower. Go back here, I can show you on the list of towers. So there I am. There I am, there's that. Alien World, see where it has that 10 and the kind of pyramid, that triangle look right there, the tower look. It's actually effective. At a glance, you can kind of figure, okay, yeah, it's a tower. So, it shows you how many levels there are in a given tower. You notice there's 5 of them. They've been adding, and at the very beginning there was 1. So, again, every hour, because there's timers or when it counts down. So I can show you now. With prizes, next drawing an hour, 17 minutes. It's in Nashville time. I wish I could make it in Eastern, but I'd have to trick my computer on my location. I'm not going to go that extreme. So, a lot of people playing these Alien Worlds events, as you might have noticed. And this was earlier in the day. So, between 2 and 7 p.m. Central when I first got going. So, I had 9 levels that I won. But, I mean, as you notice, there were a lot of people playing. 71 qualified. And so, for the winners, each of them get a prize pack. They send it right to you. The ultra rare UK guys, John Ritchie, they do a great job with this. So for the, if I want only my results, this probably wouldn't be the best one to show you a different campaign for that. Oh, come on. Let's say Hall of Heroes. For only my results. Only my results. And I'll put it in local time. See, because they had that few-day break there between the end of that first season and what they got going today here with the collaboration with Alien Worlds. There's one where the last one they ran only beat 3 levels, but they only had 13 players for that one. Overnight U.S. time, if you're looking for strategic times to play. That, not to give away my secrets, but I guess I just did. It worked out for me there. So I had a 9% chance I got one, and that was one of the last of the originals, first promo packs they were giving out. We got now these new promo packs heading our way, which will be a lot of fun. I'll show you what they got here. Look at that. It's a wall of packs. All lined. Look at those lower mints, too. There's more to them. There's 400 plus. We already got 11 people in for that next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to join the list, just type exclamation point play in chat. Alright, so we managed to beat the Alien Worlds tower there. I'm not going to go back for this 4 Horsemen one. Already got to my reasonable limit on that, even just for the 2. I'll stick with it. So the one with the least amount of time remaining of the 3 that I haven't played yet would be Metabadler. The eponymously named deck. I've never beaten this deck. Or actually what I can do, this gets cut off from me with that top bar that covers it. I've got just slightly less than 12 MVP. Let me show you this real fast. Let's say there's one of these that I want to boost up a little bit. Like, I want to boost War Memorial Auditorium. Level this up because of the status it's received. Just chipping away bit by bit, and those game after game, those wins add up, and so there's that much as far as the gold line goes, and then I can spend 8.7679 MVP if that's the one I wanted to boost. Got a Tops in 2021 had some digital cards on the wax chain, so as a Yankees fan, all right. Got Aaron Judge. We'll give him a push. So I've got him in the mix. So a lot of it's my stuff. There's some stuff in here like the Steel Justice to amuse myself. Actually getting something out of these blockchain brawlers assets. You can use this in a game that gives you hourly rewards. What a novel concept, right? So you don't have to use the points. So if I want to hold on to them and wait for a... I guess it's going to take more than 26 to level up Bridgestone Arena to 60 or 87. Maybe this floppy disk. I mean, I could go with this one. It would take the bulk of what I have. I go from 77 to 78, but you know what? Let's do it. So I'll click this and say level up, and it'll go from 7. Well, you can't see the part that has the 77 on it. That's one problem with this setup. Alas. Anyway, it's going to turn from a 77 to a... You can see this part right here, though. 77 becomes a 78. And yet, insufficient to level up to the next level. I've got 1.8465 for my MVP. It's going to take 12.75 to level up from a 78 to a 79. Kind of the way I tend to do this, and it's worked out pretty well. And again, I get a nice tower reward multiplier boost. Sorry to say token, because I saw that right there. I have 72. They have to be unique as far as the digital items. So you got 2 of the same, it doesn't count as far as that count goes. So from the Meta Battler, and there's 72 of those. As you would imagine, they want to encourage people to buy and to win Meta Battlers packs and cards, so that's going to get current season collection. Although it's interesting, it does say current season and not just Meta Battler. Current season collection. Then you got feature collections. They got this collaboration with Alien Worlds. I actually purchased a few. You have to be individual, unique ones. So I got some of the stuff that reminded me of the old days from Wax. I first got involved with it. Oh, the sword, the shield. Anyway, it gets a bit... So if you, for somebody that's holding a bunch of Alien Worlds, it's going to give you a boost. You get the Founding Collections. I was talking about that before. The Ultra Horrors, Ultra Rare, Ultra Comics. Talking about the Ultra Rare UK. That's John and Richie. That's their thing. I don't always explain what I'm talking about because there's a lot of information. So with those 3, I've got a lot of them that are... Again, I have possession of these digital items. They're in my wallet, but they synced up in the game, so the game recognizes that I have it. It goes through and checks, so if I sell it or burn it or whatever, then poof, it's gone. And then it's gone from my inventory as well as far as what I can use for my deck in-game. But the idea here is you're getting these, you're holding on to them, you're getting a boost, that multiplier, that MVP. And then the collaborator collections. Lewd Momoko is in first place. I'm in second. The reason it's blurred is because there's an NSFW filter. And there's no way in the world I'm messing with that on this live stream. If you work clean, you can work anywhere. Remember that. So I'm in second. Faded Monsuda, Sensei Bullrock does such a great job with his streams. Faded Monsuda, it's still being developed. But I tell you what, that game is going to be tremendous fun. I can't wait to see if it's going to happen longer term. Sensei's a talented musician as well. I had this little song they came up with called Let's Start a Riot. It's supposed like a MIDI kind of sound, like a 8-bit or 16-bit game. But it's really good. I'm like, man, that's awesome. That's Sensei's collection. And this does stooge me out for what I do and don't have. And some of these I've owned in the past, maybe sold them, and some I'm holding on to. But there's a wide variety. I mean, if you at all are involved with any collections on the Wax chain or any games or activities, a lot of different ones in here. So I'm very happy that I'm in second place. This is a very long list. Some of these are very large projects and games. And then some are newer. I've been around a long time with this. Mine, I got in early 2021. And it was with the idea of this sort of thing right here. I just didn't realize it was going to take 3.5 years. But while my sense of timing might have been off, I was dead on right as far as this is going to be. I've already seen people get very enthusiastic when it comes to this. All right, so again, this is a very long list, so I'm just scrolling down here, but there is more to it than just me boasting. You also have the community collections. Now, if you notice when I pulled up that Brawlers, the Steel Justice, it had more than 70 infused MVP. Atari, which I never understood the idea of selling images of boxes, but they did, and they made some money with it. So that's part of it. That if Brawlers were being possible as a community collection, that should jump that in the list. But I don't know what does and doesn't qualify for that. So anyway, but point is showing you that. So I've got some MLB tops that I've got like 16 of those. Pro tip right here: if you're wanting to get your boost going, now keep in mind I'm already well above that 0.5 multiplier. It caps you there, so it's not going to be like, well, people that want to buy 10,000 Capcom Street Fighter cards are going to be able to get an advantage. I mean, you'll get an advantage to a certain point, and then it caps, which is great. Just like with the creator collections here, there's a certain cap to it. I'm already well over it. Even if you took my personal collection out of it, the NashvilleLou collection, I would still be, because you got a max, well, yeah, got a max of 1, and you can have a max of 0.5 per collection. So that's how you get to the point of what I have here with this 3.574 Tower Reward multiplier. So you get more rewards for playing just by holding this stuff. So it's great. It works out really well. How many decks can you make? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Not sure on the upper limits. Now, there's also, you see right here, it says create deck cost 0. At some point, I'm guessing that 0 is not going to be a 0 as far as MVP goes. So I think that might be one way for them to somewhat contain. Or maybe I'm wrong about that and it kicks in at the 5th one you try me. I don't know. But again, some of this tends to be a bit, it more gets in the way than anything. I've got the cards that I want to use. I'm going to keep using them. Now, if there's a specific, whoa, what is this? Canceled. I've never had this happen before. It comes to this screen. It only just loads up for me. Well, I didn't just hard kill the game, but that's what it looks like on the front screen. Cool look. Again, they got packs. They saw that green pack that I had, the collector pack. I haven't opened it yet, but at some point I will. Those are for sale. So you get those meta battlers. And it's not just that my collection's doing well, but it's that as a partner, any of those collections, when you sync up, here maybe, well, I don't know what somebody might have sent me in the last few minutes that might show up on here, so I'm not going to mess with that right now. Point being that it also takes a minute or two to get synced up, but once you do, you still have possession of all your stuff, but it just lets them have it listed in there as being yours, and it checks to make sure you still have it. So if you happen to sell it, then that's off the list. I'm going to be yammering enough where I think I'm going to go ahead now and take my hourly break. I wasn't trying to stall there. I'm very excited about this. I'm happy that Season 2 is here. This Alien Worlds collaboration. A lot of people have Alien Worlds digital items to one degree or another. So hopefully that'll help me entice or to get people to play. This game's a lot of fun. What's not so fun is this double click. Yeah. Eventually I'll stop complaining about it and just fix it. All right. So we have 17 contestants lined up for the next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to join the list, all you have to do is type !play in chat. Be about a 5-minute break on the other side of that with our Twitchy Tides game, and then more with Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. All right, coming back from break, NashvilleLou Live. We'll have more of Meta Battler here in just a moment. But right now we have 17 contestants lined up for the next Twitchy Tides game. Last call to get in on it by typing !play in chat. Take the overlay down. I'll type in !play. And hit return, or enter. Return is more of, they used to call it with a keyboard like a typewriter taught, as in returning it back to the left side. Enter. And it became the same meaning, but really more descriptive. So 18 people in the mix for this Twitchy Tides game. Winner gets Warsaken Foil Prime card. Remember that Warsaken tournament coming up that Blue Mint is going to be hosting a week from Saturday. Win yourself some woofie if you can beat me. I'll be in the mix. Coming up a week from Saturday, October 19th. The Warsaken tournament over on Blue Mint. Along with that, you get a digital item from the NashvilleLou collection, which, as you've seen here, you can use in this fun new game, Meta Battler. We have 18 contestants. It starts now. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Pink Felicia up top, tearing through. The super spin from Autumn's Toys finally took out Felicia, but damage done. I'm in there with my epic, my white and yellow Soul the Catfish. Cannonball bottom row, we're down to 13. I'm going to say, in the event that I win, the prize will go to the second place finisher. Depth Charge takes out Unmodded, and we're down to a dozen. Pink Felicia going down Broadway, left to right. There I go. On with Bo Reddington. Autumn's Toys with a super spin. Takes out Felicia, but we're down to 10. Cannonball. We're down to 5. Depth Charge. That eliminates Chucky. Team No Hands, we're down to 4. Zyle, Master A's, Nadu 6, and Random King, the final 4. Look out for Debo. On that bottom part of the screen, Random King gets around Debo, as does Master A's, and they're the final 2 in there. One of these 2 will be the winner of this Twitchy Tides game. Turn of Debo. And that's going to do it. Congratulations, Master A's. Victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. So nice having this. It's just a copy paste with a click of a button. Then just pasting it into an Excel spreadsheet or a Google form, or old school like the way I do it, just a WordPad document. But it's an easy way to get this information where you can have it saved, and if you need it later, you got it. You haven't had to spend a whole lot of time to try and collect it all. So congratulations to Master A's, victorious in that Twitchy Tides game. We're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can see the tank there in the top left of the screen with that giant exclamation point play next to it. Trying some different things with this as far as the presentation goes. Alright, so we're here with the towers. Able to defeat the Alien World's towers. Very happy about that, doing that on stream. That countdown clock is the countdown to the next prize distribution. You see those Alien Hunter packs. It's collaboration for Meta Battler with Alien Worlds. I wish it would remember your local time. You have to always put that in. Although I wish you could change it to being Eastern, even though that's not my time zone. That's what I normally give. Because we got a lot of different time zones in the world, if you haven't noticed by now. You can see what the prize is. I mean, it's very straightforward, very nice. It's really well set up, the way this works. We already have 8 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to join the list, just type !play in chat. Well, I guess I was unsuccessful in getting a pack from the Hall of Heroes. Let's see how this turned out. Only my results just literally means only my results, so. So I think we went this before. You can see who won, what they got. You want the full results, and you can get in detail who was in there. Percentage. Reminds me of the NBA draft lottery, the weighted percentages. But this, it's all done in a way that rewards people that have played, but it doesn't make it where you can just grind like crazy and you have some sort of guarantee. You might have luck not go your way, but it does reward you for playing on an hourly basis. That's 5 packs you're giving away every hour. So typically when I've got multiple boards to play that I haven't yet, I'll go with the one that's going to be running out the soonest. Meta Battler. So again, for this level 1, you have to make sure you look at this before you start the battles. They won't show you on screen once you're in game. That's the way it works. So it's blue, red, and white as far as the water, fire, and ice. I'm going to say red, white, and blue because it works easy. Even though it's black with white writing, it's going to work with me on that. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. !play. Just type that in chat. You want to enter that next Twitchy Tides game. So a pretty even split among the 3 elements here. So we'll start with white card. I'm just going to mix it up a bit. But again, with wax digital items, anybody can be a creator. You can create your own wax digital designs. They become cards in game. You can use them. That element of it ended up being a lot more entertaining for me than I anticipated. Like, hey, the crosswalk to nowhere is kicking your butt, pal. Because I never envisioned anything beyond just promotional stuff. And that crosswalk, I'm still salty about it. This one right here. Crosswalk to nowhere. See? The red light functioning. It was right there. You had to stop at the light. And there's nothing across the street. And I worked at the only TV station in town as a news producer. And I couldn't get any answers. I never found out why they had it like that. Wouldn't change it. So at least my momentary frustration there that summer. 2013. Man, time flies. But that lives on here. On wax and Meta Battler. So I won the round. Only 6 health points. Sometimes if you get like a 1-color opponent, you can go through and just get a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. But you're not talking about a huge amount of MVP to be earned in these early rounds anyway, at least with the typical ones. A hassle to get to scroll down, but it does get you here to level 2. So it's mostly blue with a little bit of white here. No red. Could be winnable. Hello, Funko Lover. Hey there, Peter Force. Greetings and welcome, everybody. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Been watching any of my streams with The Sims 3 the past couple of times. I've been talking about this second season of Meta Battle getting started, and it is here. They got the new reward packs. I haven't won one yet, but perhaps it'll happen here live on stream at some point. We'll see. So, well, got a flush right here. Then in poker. It's a rib. I'm going to switch out my cards with all blue, everything. There we go. Neary 36-16 shirt for the save. Now, I'll let you use the packs in game. Because some of those packs, I've had, like, be very careful with the ones that I open, so I don't open ones that when you get synced up, they give you a certain starting spot. And for, like, the Meta Battler cards and packs, they get the biggest boost, as they should. It's their game. With me being a partner, with Meta Battler, you get a higher sync with my cards than you would with just any geek off the street, as it were. And there, run to a blue. I wish it wouldn't always make this thing pop up when my mouse goes over here by accident. I don't know if there's a way to do that. I wish I could take this part you can't see, that little wheel, and put it over here. And I'll be able to do that next time. That won't be a problem, but it's just I have to glance over this or move over for a second. You get this down there at the bottom. It's nice to be able to adjust if you need to. It's just I don't want that popping up and distracting me, like what happened here. 30 seconds lost. I got distracted by the pop-up. One more. There we go. That was closer than the experts thought, but I got the win. And again, these card rewards aren't going to be huge when you get to higher levels. The little tiny gold progress bar way down there, and all the way over here. This is a relatively recent upgrade to level 78. So even split here on level 3. As far as the distribution goes, the red cards are substantially weaker on average than the blues and the whites. Already got 15 people in for Twitchy Tides. If you want to join the list, it's very easy. All you have to do is type !play in chat. And with an opponent with an even distribution, where you're not worried about if you're going to win on a heads up with the same color, number-wise, kind of mix it up a bit. If I was trying to explain what was going on here, I could not do it this quickly. This isn't a speed run per se, but it's just... Yeah, this is a game you can play a round or two during a lunch break, and then you at least got a chance of getting one of those nice hourly pack wins. Maybe a lower percentage for you on getting it, but again, that's the sort of incentive that gets daily play to happen. Or even hourly, multiple times during the day. There are game makers I know of that I think fail to understand that concept. Level 4. Okay, this is an all-red opponent here. Got Darby Allin with a knife here. So as long as I'm not playing white cards, I'll be okay. Red beats white, white beats blue, blue beats red. Heads up, red against red. I should win all of those with a low number. It was, what, 26 on average? So not exactly a huge thing. Again, these white cards, the ice cards, won't help me against the fire. Bar Nashville 2003. I never anticipated using promo images and promo cards in-game for something like this, but it's been a lot of fun. And one more. All right, so I'll get the flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
There it is. So for level 4, Flawless Victory, 1.894 MVP, half infused in the cards that won in that round, half sent to my in-game wallet. Can't transfer MVP out, it's not a currency. You might see in other games. This is more like what you would traditionally think of in, like with mobile games. Games where you don't actually own your assets. This, guys have it locked in, I think. All right, so level 5, mostly red. About half red, maybe a little more. Some blue, a little bit of white. Should be winnable. Although with 3 colors, sometimes if your opponent just gets on a roll, gets a bunch of luck against you as far as the red, white, and blue colors matching up in your opponent's favor. Sometimes you can get caught, even by a weak opponent. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. 18 people lined up for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list. Make that 19. Join the list like Dave Ira did right there by typing !play in chat. All right, so pretty good there for round 5, level 5. 8 out of 10 for the health points. The more health points you have when you win the round, the more MVP you earn between what's infused in the cards and what goes into your wallet. So this one is almost all red, but just a little bit of blue. So it's been mostly red cards played by my opponent. The only chance of winning a round with a white card is if one of those few blues in there is played. Yes, 65 Aaron Judge going to be enough. In this case, yes. Blue. One more for a flawless victory. There we have it.
Flawless victory.
See what you get there for a level 6. And this is where having that MVP boost from having those various digital assets, including my own with the NashvilleLou collection. The MVP, the more you get boosted, the more MVP you earn, both for your cards and to go into your wallets to use on your cards. Even if your card's a pack. Or a promotional t-shirt from May of 2021. I told you I've been doing this for a while. Continue. So now here I am, able to properly promote it the way that I want to. It took a while to get to this spot, but I'm happy to be here. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. More Twitchy Tides coming up. We're here level 7, mostly white cards here for my opponent. A little bit of blue. We're at 59. I think it's my lowest ice card, number-wise, what I have in this deck. The 59 did it there. One more. I'll have her blue cards here, so I'll have to get the best of what's around. There goes the flawless victory, but we'll take it here. So, 9 out of 10 health points, got a 3.603 MVP. And so a little bit more here for these cards. Now, it's still a very small amount as far as what 0.18 means for a card that's level 82 fire like I have here with this Bar Nashville 2003. Getting shots of Bacardi for $3 in downtown Nashville. Prices are different now. Level 8. As you've probably noticed, the higher you go level-wise, the more difficult your opponents become. Like any good tower climber game. It's funny, with Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you don't think of it as a tower game, even though it was based on the arcade game Punch-Out. It really was more of a tower kind of tier. The same idea, though. You're fighting opponents that are increasingly difficult. I think there's a lot of potential with Meta Battler to get creative as far as live streaming goes. Seeing what Consumer Break has done with the game, getting his audience to participate, give suggestions, encouraging people to use Consumer Break digital items in their decks. Like I had that one that I showed off earlier, and the primary reason I have that is to be able to use it when Consumer Break's live. We played a couple of times. I say played, it's player versus environment, so it's against my deck. But it's fun. All right, I get to use my stuff in there, getting to see it played how it looks from the other side. Steel Justice when it's coming from the right side. I shouldn't have played Steel Justice there. The 61 lost to the 64. Alas. All right, so 6 health points remaining, level 8. More than 3 MVP earned for that particular win alone. Level 9. So again, I've got higher point averages for all 3 categories, but the fact my opponent has even split right there, it's going to make it a little more difficult than it would be if it were 2. Special thanks to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio, who makes much of the great background music that I use here on NashvilleLou Live. If you're for streamers out there, if you're getting tired of getting dinged by Twitch as far as playing copyright music, just be careful. They're not going to get any looser on that. If you can find some royalty-free music, I can assure you from years of experience with this, it works to your advantage to not have to fight the copyright monsters, especially on down the line with material you've already got recorded. You don't want to do that. They don't play fair. They don't listen to reason. At least not in my experience. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. I was talking earlier about the incentive to have daily play. That's the thing that Warsaken is getting set up with Game Reward XP whenever that launches. They're going to make sure it's ready before they launch it. But that's going to be huge. Motivation, get people playing, so there's enough people to find opponents in a reasonable amount of time, and then suddenly you've got a growing game with a good, strong user base to it. Should have played the 68 instead of the 60. I just... too late. There we go. So, despite that one, you can call it a misplay. If it works out for you, then it's a happy accident, a lucky hard way. But here we go, 6 out of the 10 health points, so nearly 4 MVP for winning this 9th tower level. Level 10, all right. Now it's going to get tricky. Fire-breathing monster there. You've got more than half of the deck that's red. At least of the 3 colors, red has the lowest as far as the average card strength goes. And then some white, some blue. Got my split over here. Won't be easy, but it is doable. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We got 21 contestants lined up for the next Twitchy Tides game. I think we'll do that after I finish with this tower, win or lose. It might take a couple of shots before I give up, depending on how it goes level-wise. But after that, we'll get to another Twitchy Tides game. And while y'all are wanting to get in on that, so we'll have that opportunity here for you in just a few minutes. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. And knowing that more than half of that deck is red, the blue cards would beat any red, and they play a white. So it goes. It's my 78 beat the 76 there. Whatever this average of the Reds being so low. 87 comes flying out of there. Whoa. Fight my way back into this. 81's a strong card, but it lost to an 86. Then I ran to a white. Well, I should play the 85. Ace purple as opposed to the 64. I think I was misled on some of that. I'm sus about this. When that deck, I'll check the VOD later. When I do the cut, turn all of my prior broadcasts as soon as they're finished, or relatively soon after they're finished, make a highlight of them. That way, Twitch keeps them around indefinitely. Even if you're an affiliate and you got Amazon Prime, which is the case for me, doesn't matter. They still get deleted after a while. But if you make a highlight of it, it's like, look, if you have trouble making a highlight, we'll let you keep it, but otherwise we're not going to default to forever hosting it. And there is no, it's not forever, it's indefinite. Plans can always change. I'm not going to spend the 0.2 forward to continue. I could, but again, if I ever thought those would be legit numbers there, I'm kind of sus. Gotta say, kind of sus. Anyways, I'll concede. They've got to be careful with some of these videos. It's funny, it's cute and everything. Be careful with the IP stuff, guys, please. I tell you what, I love what John and Richie have done here. Guys from Ultra Rare UK, they've got here with Meta Battler. This game is a winner. I'm just slate up for a moment. It's the start of Season 2 for Meta Battler. Collaboration with Alien Worlds, the Alien Hunter packs. Saw the way the pack looked when I was going through some of those prizes. A big list of them earlier. All right, so we've got 21 contestants lined up for this next Twitchy Tides game. I'll get in as well. Last chance to get in on this one. Someone there is number 22. TwitchyTides.io. It's a link. Want more information about that. There's a lot more to Twitchy Tides than just what you see here on my stream. But this particular game, this part of it here, it works so well. It solved a huge problem as far as needing something to effectively run wax-based game or wax-based giveaways or something where people can participate as the audience. It's something that was desperately needed and has been greatly appreciated. Many thanks to Pop Paragon. Great work done here with Twitchy Tides. We got 22 contestants. Winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card. An item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use it. And Meta Battler. You saw before, I showed you earlier how you get a boost from having these, each individual one. You get a boost. And here we go. So we begin with 22 competitors here. If I win, the prize goes to second place. Pink Malaysia. Working ground floor level, clearing out some people. Autumn's Toys. That super spin. Finally took out Felicia, but we're down to 18. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth Charge. Down to 15. And such a variety. Got the Vape Ape in there. Got that Soul the Catfish. Got that Emo. Here comes the Cannonball. We're down to 10. We got a little Grubfish representation in there. You got the Consumer Break Turtle. I go on and on. And it's all high quality artwork. It's well done. Here's Pink Felicia, bottom row. There goes my fish, along with a lot of others. My goodness, Felicia just cleaning house. We're down to 3. Autumn's Toys, Buzz King, and Ivanov, the final 3. Here comes Debo the Shark. There goes Debo the Shark. Grand opening, grand closing. That super spin from Autumn's Toys. Effective. Return of Debo from the right side this time. The freeze worked to perfection for Autumn's Toys. I was afraid it wasn't enough distance from the jaws there at Debo, but it worked. And all three remaining participants still in the mix. That depth charge. Ominous blinking red right there. That left side of the screen. Ivanov will get past it. Buzz King's frozen there in that bottom left corner, but for how long? Spin move. Depth charge eliminates Autumn's Toys. We're down to 2. It's Ivanov 007 and Buzz King 00, the final 2. Who's going to win this Twitchy Tides game? There's another depth charge. Yeah, banana come flying out there. That vape banana from Buzz King. Ivanov. That grubfish representation. All right, Debo wants revenge. Got showed up earlier. That pause, perhaps ill-timed there for Buzz King, and that's going to do it. Congratulations, Ivanov 007 victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. All right. I love that click one button, and it copies all the information I need to paste. I paste, and it's done. That fast. This part of it was where, especially early on when I started streaming Wax games, I would get very frustrated because it was seemed to be a long, laborious process, especially when I would do the fulfillments live on air. I mean, I'd go back later and watch it like, man, it's like watching paint dry. I've got to find a better way. And found a better way thanks to the hard work of Pop Paragon. Everybody's been helping to make Twitchy Tide such a great thing. All right, so we're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game at the tank top left of your screen. Exclamation point play will get you in. Just type that in chat to get in the next Twitchy Tides game. Get back into it here with Meta Battler. Like earlier this afternoon, U.S. time. Well, it's getting closer to midnight here, but earlier today, whatever that means to you, they launched the new Alien Worlds tower. Went through that earlier. It's going to reset. We'll see when top of the hour hits. We're going to see if I have a pack waiting for me or if I wasn't one of the lucky 5 winners. But every hour, people will be winning these 1 of 5 packs. So I've got 3 of the 5, and when that goes out, then it resets everybody to 0, and you can play again. Then maybe the next time you'll win a pack. So the horrors is of the 3 that have 0 as far as the levels that I've beaten since the last prizes were given out. This has the least remaining time on it, 2 hours, 27 minutes. The horrors, it's one of those, like with the ultra rare, ultra horrors, etc. I mean, that's that crew. So those cards get a bit more of a boost than even the collaborators, people like me, Consumer Break, Sensei with Faded, Monsuda, etc. Soul the Cat. All right, so going to the ace deck again. I know I'm picking the right one because I have the one that's set up to go. Very straightforward. Half blue, half red, very low as far as the... it's level 1. It's where it should be. And if you play the game Alien Worlds, I know there'll be a lot of Alien Worlds players that are going to be at least checking this out a little bit, seeing what's going on with it. Please, if you like what I do at all, please mine at Neary 3616 in Alien Worlds, at least sometimes. Greatly appreciated. All right. I've got the land boosted up, too. So it's not like I'm sitting there with a base land asking you to just help me out, and that's it, one way. But I greatly appreciate the people that, when they can, mine at Neary 3616. All right. What was it, half red, half blue? So, of course, it's all blue cards to start with. Or, well, actually, a blue would have beaten a red, so never mind. Example there. The blue 4 beats the 82 red. That's the way it works. A white card beats a blue, loses to a red. Where are my blue cards at? Hide. More blue cards. The mutant. Minnow. Pack. Not the wrestler. As in deck pack. And there we go. All right, so just level 1. So not exactly massive as far as the MVP goes, but it's level 1. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Already got 6 people in for that next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. So for this opponent, half red, half white, as far as the card color distribution goes. Red beats white beats blue, which beats red. Red, white, and blue. Remember that? You can figure this game out pretty easily. Rock, paper, scissors style. Aaron Judge. Home run. Steel Justice. Not so good. NashvilleLou Live for the win. Floppy disk form. So not the best score you'll have for a level 2. But it's not a huge swing as far as the MVP goes. Although it does have an effect on it. Level 3, half blue, half white. Thin man. Claws for hands there. Kind of creepy. Let's get to the battle. I play this as like it's if I were to try and stop and explain everything, it just really slows things down. So you have to be a conversation about other things at times. It does allow for easier communication with chat. You can play kind of your own pace. And then you get the win for the round. All right. Better score there than the first 2. My games here in this particular tower run for the Horror Season 1. Half to the wallet and half go to the cards. They're infused into the cards that were victorious in the round. If you lose a matchup, you don't get anything infused. The way it works. Another of these 2 out of 3, half red, half white here with this deck for the Spider. One thing I strongly advise or encourage everyone to follow the game Meta Battle. You can follow games here on Twitch. I don't know, they don't always emphasize that as far as letting people know, but if you go to the listing for Meta Battle, you can put follow. The more people that follow the game, the more that it'll tell Twitch people are interested. This game's important. This game's popular. We should prioritize this. We should push this, etc. It makes a difference. Check something over here. Okay. Control V, the letter V won't do it. All right, there's the link to the Meta Battler category page. All it takes you is just a few seconds to go in there, click follow. That's a boost for the game. My microphone jack, I nudge it sometimes and it cuts out half of the audio. There we go. There's a botch right there trying to click the 65, and then I nudged it over one. All right, so 9 health points on tower level 4, 1.705 MVP. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. We already got 9 people in for it. If you want to join the list, just type !play in chat. There we go. Win the round with War Memorial Auditorium. Took that photo in January of 2020. No idea what was about to happen. Level 6. Like when I say that, I mean I took for granted the whole being able to go out to sports events or live entertainment, not to wear a mask, that sort of thing. Before the pandemic hit. Fun show, too. They're New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's one of those shows I saw in a while. Level 6 here, the Mothman has got all 3 of the colors: blue, red, white, water, fire, and ice, respectively. Let's get to it. Hey there, Tree Frog Nada. We got 10 people in right now for Twitchy Tides. Join that list by typing !play in chat. Man, Bridgestone Arena. Not strong enough there. One more. Steel Justice for the win. And the card design actually works with the way the corner information goes here. Anyway, so it's level 6, 6 health points, 1.866 for the MVP. Level 7, all 3 colors here for my opponent. Evil that devours my opponent. But the bulk of the cards are white. I'll keep that in mind. So the reds are going to beat the whites heads up. Hoping maybe I catch something else there. Blue and blue. Now see, there's the one I was hoping to catch before that got me. Just enough variance to keep it a little unpredictable. One more. I'll do it. The slow start, then it took off for me there. So tower level 7, 7 health points remaining, 2.802 MVP earned. On to level 8. NashvilleLou. Hello, RCK MTL. Happy to have you here. NashvilleLou Live playing Meta Battler. We're going to have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. Very concerned for my friends, everybody down in Florida, but the Tampa area where I lived for 5 years. I got friends down there, and man, tough times. I'm playing this as a way to at least escape. I mean, I'm drawn to the news because an area I care about and people I care about down there. But for the moment, we're enjoying this here. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. And mixed, you can set these decks up however you want them. It's on the wax chain, so creators can create what they want and have them in-game if they choose to do so. Didn't think I'd be using this floppy disk as anything but a promotional item, but here it is in the game. Get impatient to like the sequencing is a little bit thrown off. Slow down a minute there, Pickney. Take it easy, pal. One more. Tie the round, 60 versus 60. Blue versus blue. There we go. All right, so level 8, score of 8. When you tie the round, you don't lose a point, but neither does your opponent. Look at the MVP, more than 4 earned there. Oh, and of course, half of that gets infused in the cards, half goes to the wallet. Right now, you can't see it the way my overlay is, but it's at above 18. I used most of it before when I was demonstrating how infuse your cards with MVP from your wallet and level them up. So level 9 here is a little different than what we've seen in some ways. It's all white. Should be winnable. 59 as far as the average card difficulty, strength for Wendigo. Yeah, that's true. With the different towers and Meta Battler, we got 5 different ones now. It's an improvement in that it allows me some more variety and more options when I stream. So if there's only 2 towers, like, well, we can go through this one again. Whereas with this, a bit more spaced out. If you can get a bunch of games played in a short amount of time, then if you've got 4 or 5 hours when you can't play, you're not missing out on anything necessarily. But you don't have to grind on it to keep up with everybody either. It's a lot of positives to this. Forgot my opponent's got all white cards here, so these blues will be just a big lose for me if they go heads up with anything out of there. Problem is, if I've got 68, maybe I'll do it. 59, that would have been the difference there. I would not have won that particular heads up if I would have used this one. Even if you got a red, you're not going to win that. Red's going to beat the white. Eat him up. Aaron Judge, no doubt about it. Ace purple, 85. That'll do. NashvilleLou Live, floppy disk, 5 1/4 inch. As those are, not the smaller 3.5s. 83. 2 more to go to win the round. The red's going to beat any whites. 1 more. In the 67, get it for me. It will. Beats the 64. That's the match. All right. 5.261 MVP for me there. Level 10. Well, this will be a little more challenging. Stronger on the blue than the white. That's the split here for Faceless Prince. So I know my opponent's going to play either a white card or a blue card every time after seeing that at the beginning. So I'll play this by even a 64, which is relatively lower. There was some, but if that's going up against any blue, it's going to win the round. I should have played the 67 with at least a tie for the round. All right. Problem is the white beats the blue, so we'll go in strong with the blue card and then run to a white one. All this, my red cards have headed for the hills, apparently. Oh, hey, a red card. And then I run to a blue. So it goes. 3 health points left. My opponent has 2. I've got to play a blue card, so all I have here are these 5 waters. Both down to 2 health points. White beats the blue there. One more. Ace purple for the win. For the win! Ace Purple 2011. Which was originally titled, or going to be titled, Ace Purple Staircase, because that was really more the idea of it. Ace Purple 2011 is what I went with. See? Ace Purple 2011. It shows the information about whatever digital item you got in there. Even with scheme and all the little details that you might want to know. Give me the mint number. $10.99 for this one. Got the win. On to level 11. This is tough. Relatively evenly balanced, but white cards with blue cards heads up. The insect might be too much for me here. We'll see. I'll need to catch some breaks. And this is the point in this tower. I'm like, all right, I'm tapping out. It's tough for me with the deck that I have. I've been slowly but surely building it up, but this point in this one is where I usually, all right. Oh, I'm playing a red here to start with. I know that. There we 81 versus 81. High numbers, but they tie the round. Probably play a blue and run to a higher blue. So it goes. They're 80 versus 80. Tie the round. Got one there with ace purple. This is... Oof. Oof. At least I got one there. 84 got that one. Let's see. Crypto Giant. Nope. This is not looking good for me. One more health point left. The game laughs at me. So, I mean, if I wanted to go for a rematch, I could spend 0.3 MVP. It goes just my wallet into the game, and it gives me another shot at it. But I'm going to stop right there. This is level 11. I got 10 levels in, so I'll concede. Again, be careful with the IP stuff on this, guys. I mean, this is not my game in that, you know, but look, you guys, for collab partners, please, I've said this before, please be careful with this stuff. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. I got 2 more decks that I can get to. Go ahead now and take my... come on. The double-clicking mouse is really worn out its welcome. But it's an old mouse. That's why it's doing the double-click thing. All right, so I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have our next Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. We got 16 people in there at the moment. If you want to join the list, all you have to do is type !play in chat. Back in just a few minutes with Twitchy Tides and more of Meta Battler. Opening night for Season 2. Here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. All right, coming back from break, NashvilleLou Live. I have a Twitchy Tides game coming up in just a moment. Last chance to get in on it by typing !play in chat. I'll join in as well. They'll get us to 19. So for the winner of this Twitchy Tides game, prize would be a Warsaken Foil Prime card, an item from the NashvilleLou collection. They'll give you a boost. And Meta Battler. We'll have more of Meta Battler here in just a moment. Mentioning card, that Warsaken card that's part of it. Warsaken. I have a tournament over on Blue Mint a week from Saturday. More details as it gets closer. But a week from Saturday, Warsaken Blitz tournament over on Blue Mint. Here we got 20. This is our NLV in. So 20 contestants. It starts now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. And a cannonball going bottom row. We're down to 15. Depth charge. We're down to 13 remaining. So if my fish wins, prize goes to second place. Otherwise, winner gets the prize. Pink Felicia going topside. Just tearing through. My goodness. There I go. We're down to 4. Bonnie T, 4 Slayer, Buzz King, and Azile. 2023, the final 4. Big Worm the hook. And we're down to 3. Bonnie T, Buzz King, and 4 Slayer. The last 3. Pink Felicia. Just below that midpoint line. Eliminates 4 Slayer. And there goes Bonnie T. Congratulations, Buzz King, victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. All right, congrats to Buzz King. Just like that, I got my notes updated. Keep in mind that prizes will be sent out after the conclusion of the broadcast here on NashvilleLou Live. They'll come from my Fulfillments wallet. Fulfillments with an S on the end. We're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can get in by typing !play in chat. And this collaboration, Season 2 started today for Meta Battler. We're at the past top of the hour. Let's see with Alien Worlds who the winners were for this past hour. There you got the 5. Pop and Stock got one. Dr. Doom got one. Even though there's lower percentages, we had 52 people playing. So I won 10 levels, but only 2.421% chance for me there. So and it provides full information if you want it. A lot of people got to 10, so it's not like that was just a raw deal for me. A lot of people playing the start of the new season. People from Alien Worlds that look at all this list keeps on going. Even if you get in for one game, that's at least a chance that maybe you get one. And that's enough incentive for some people to play quite a bit. Actually, I've got more than 22 of those Meta Battler points, the MVP. Use that on my deck here real fast, upgrade something. Typically, I only use the upgrades for my the stuff from the NashvilleLou collection. Sometimes there's stuff that gets a little nudge, like that Aaron Judge Topps card, or even the Steel Justice from Brawlers. Small amount to get that shirt item upgraded if I were to choose. But I got enough here. Let's see. I can go with the go with municipal maybe. That would get there. The NashvilleLou promo pack, giant pack right here. So big it like can't even fit on the screen with the top left overlay for Twitchy Tides. Golf course deer. Get that up to an 85. Can I get Bridgestone to an 87? Even that's all right. Slow your roll there, pal. Bit shy on that. I go with Bar Nashville. That moves up to an 83. Go over here with opening month t-shirt. Easy one right there. Got 6.87. Not quite enough there to get the ringside view at Munich promo card. Enough to get War Memorial Auditorium with the floppy here. Let's get the floppy disk here. To an 84, be worth it. A powerful floppy. All right, so again, this is how it works as far as getting your decks built up and how you're able to, if you're using cards for collections you're wanting to support, when that gets infused, it helps them on the list. So I help myself there. I'm up to 80 or 38.51. Lud Momoko well ahead. I mean, that's more than double what I've got. So, and really, I shouldn't be in first place. It's only a matter of time until some of these larger collections and these larger games with more people in the community, etc. I've been giving out promo stuff for more than 3 years, 3.5 years, really. So a lot of people, I've got like 12,000 different wallets that have at least one of my digital items. So people have used it and played it. But they got a lot of other stuff in here as well. I'm surprised Consumer Break's not higher up on the list, but probably only a matter of time. And again, congrats to Consumer Break for earning partner status here on Twitch. And the real logo isn't blurred, but I like the fact with this game you can set it to be safe for work. You're not gonna have anything that's gonna get you in trouble. Safe for Twitch. Not gonna get heat for breaking the rules, which would be some of those images would potentially do. So it sets up where it blurs it for you, so it doesn't make me. Otherwise, that would be a potential impediment to me streaming this game if I have to worry about something unacceptable happening. Let's go back to this Alien Worlds one here. I know it's the order. I got what? Hall of Heroes got 3 hours, nearly 4 for the Horsemen again. So even though there's more time to go here, I want to show this off. So we'll do it. Alien Worlds. All right. And the numbers list are the average per element as far as your card strength goes. So I've got a little bit more strength in my reds versus the blues or the whites. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. I love those vibrant background images. I imagine a lot of this is AI done, but I don't care. It still looks great. Captures your attention. You get to, all right, we're ready to throw down here. Steel Justice, chair shot to the head. There we go. All right, so not that much MVP, but it was level 1 after all. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Already got 11 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. If you'd like to join the list, just type !play in chat. Sometimes I get distracted when I'm loading up a game and I don't look at what my opponent's deck configuration was. And it's not like you have to have some sort of masterful strategy per se. Especially if the opponent's got a majority of one or two of the elements, but especially when there's just one. Okay, well, we'll keep battling against that until either they switch it up or I run out of cards that I can use that will be effective. There we go. Flawless.
Flawless victory.
I told you. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. So now to level 3. All 3 elements, but about half red. Of course, I run to a blue right away, so it goes. Come on. And that's the game. All right. Level 4. So it's half blue, the other half split of red and a little bit of white. Female human. Oh, come on. One more. That'll do it. Alright, so past level 4. On the Alien Worlds Tower. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We got 12 people in already for that next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. So all 3 colors here for my opponent. About half red. One more. That'll do it. So a pretty strong performance there. 9 out of 10 health points. As a result, I get more than 2 on the MVP. And again, the amount you get will also be influenced by how much of a boost you get. Went through it before as far as the various other digital items you can own. Like items from the NashvilleLou collection. When I talk about that, that's what I'm talking about. You're getting more MVP just for having my stuff and other people's. A lot of great games, great collections, great individuals involved with this. And a tremendous customization option for you as far as what you want to use. You can make it your own as far as when you're putting your decks together. Here, you're mostly white, some blue, no red. The whites are going to beat the blues every time. Red beats white beats blue. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. I'm in a battle. We're both at 6 health points remaining. Level 6 opponent. All right, score 6. I'll take it. But you see how quickly you can move through these games. It's not like this takes 10 minutes per level. One more. There we go. Wallace.
Flawless victory.
All right. Got 4 MVP and change there. Half to my wallet, half infused in the cards that won on the heads-up matchups. You move fast in this game. Level 8. Male Cyborg T15. Again, this is the collaboration. It just started today between Meta Battler and Alien Worlds. Got up there on the screen as well. That land that I own in Alien Worlds, Neary 3616. Really appreciate everyone that mines there. Won't ask you to make that your permanent location, but if you can stop it at least time to time, do some mining, it helps support me, and I appreciate that. Need some red cards to help me out here. This white deck strong enough. These blues. At 59 pack ain't gonna cut it. I will a 67. Red cards. More red. There's 84 mine. Let's see. All right. Needed that. Need a couple of those to hit. There we go, ace. I'll lose this particular one. I'll lose this one too. They're blues. Red's gonna give me that. 2 more. Won't be this one. Won't be this one. Let's go 2 out of 3 falls here to end it. Let's see, 64. Loses to a 76. Red's gonna get this one. It's gonna be this very last one. Can a 78 ice win it? It can, and it will. Narrow victory on level 8. On to Cincinnati. Level 9. It's a level 10. It's that. This is actually tougher than level 10. What's up with that? As far as like the 84, 84, 79. Up here, it's 78, 78, 81. I mean, it's not overwhelming, but... Head Shadewick is there. He's the gatekeeper. You can fight level 10, if and only if you get past him. So here we go. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Thrilled to have all y'all with me here tonight. Started the 2nd season of Meta Battler. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up in a bit. Right now we got 15 people lined up for it. You can join too. All you have to do is type !play in chat. All right, blue versus blue, I got that one. White versus white, I got that one too. All right. One more. Steel Justice for the win. And that was a 61 beating a 60. So my Brawlers card got me the win. Level 9 of Alien Worlds. When Worlds Collide. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live, and here I am back at the top of the tower. Earlier in the broadcast, I was able to beat this tower. Now I'm taking another crack at it here since they had the pack drawing and reset it for everybody here for this 5-hour window. Male Nordic. So again, I'm not going to be presuming those numbers are true there. As far as I don't know if I really believe those stats. They're kind of sus. It's like the opposite of that other tower where the opponent seemed far more difficult than the reveal indicated. But it's most, I mean, again, if you get to the end, you need to guess one to get you the win. It helps to know what the distribution is. So it's majority red, or at least half red, then white, and then some blue. And here we go. $85 beat the 82 there. That's important. Oh no. No. Man. One more left for me.
Foolish mortal.
Foolish mortal. So I could use 0.24 to get a rematch as far as the MVP, which I'll do. Take another crack at this male Nordic. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Loving the Twitchy Tides game coming up. Got 16 people in for it right now. If you want to join the list, just type !play in chat. Oh, they played a white card there. I was hoping the majority of reds, I was hoping that might be an early play. Oh, that 68 beat the 67. That kind of break there. Oh, man. Tough time to run to a blue when you got a strong red. One more. Got it.
Congratulations, the tower has fallen.
Congratulations, the tower has fallen. So I was victorious, climbed the tower to the top. Level 10 without 4 health points remaining, so nice little reward with the MVP as well, along with the recognition that I beat the tower. Let's see this leaderboard results as far as, well, real time of 15 minutes, 5 seconds. Oh, I've not won enough towers to really get caught up in how all that works. Pretty straightforward, as you can see. So in 4 hours and 37 minutes, it'll go through, and it does this automatically. Around the clock, they got this set up and it works well. Where the system will randomly choose the 5 winners based on the weighted entries for each tower level you beat in that time frame. That's not a repeat. There's 10 towers there, or 10 levels of that tower there, and beat all 10, so whatever that gets me percentage-wise on the odds, we'll see if I get a pack, or maybe I won't. Only 36 minutes from the Meta Battler one. I'd already played that earlier, got to level 9. We're not inclined to try that again. Hall of Heroes, not a very tall tower. I've got this consumer break deck that I'll throw one more in, make it 30. If I happen to be in a spot where I can potentially play, or at least watch when Consumer Break's live, because I'll sometimes play against people's existing decks in there. It's really clever the way he does it. There's a lot of potential to it. So for Killer Dev Bot here, my level 1 opponent, it's more than half white cards and some blue, some red. Sometimes you'll get a glimpse of these cards for your opponent. What is that? All right. So level 1 of the Hall of Heroes completed. Level 2, got a split for all 3, about half red, blue, and then some white for Killer Kaiser. That is a huge axe right there. Oh, that's somebody's head on a stick. I thought it was like somebody talking to him, huh? Skull, okay. Message received. One more. That'll do it. Alright, so 5 health points. Not that big as far as the MVP goes, but it's level 2. This is Meta Battler, a fun new game playing here tonight on NashvilleLou Live. I say tonight, it's already into the morning. Here in Nashville, at least. 10/10/2024. Alright, so for this round's opponent, for Handamo Neo, blue, white, a little bit of red. Could be tricky here. This could be tough. For those ice cards, till I ran out of them in hand here, so. All right. Hey there, Big Boulevard. I don't have a Scurvy bot here, by the way. We will have Twitchy Tides coming up here in a bit. Right now, playing Meta Battler. All right, level 3, score 6. Move on to the next. There's only 5 levels here, so it's a Terror Toad. More than half blue, then red, a little white. So a lot of blue here for Terror Toad. Also that average for the white card, substantially higher than the other 2 elements. Duly note. 84 beats the 83, well. And that 88 they played there would have beaten anything I have. Unless I would have played a red or something like that. But as far as heads up. So something like this, you gotta catch some breaks. Well, got one there. And finally get some reds, and they start laying out the blues. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Got 19 people. And for that next Twitchy Tides game, you can join the list by typing !play in chat. Comes down to this. Bridgestone Arena for the win. No! Denied. I can try again with a 0.08. This is a winnable one. Let's do it. Continue. Hall of Heroes. Meta Battler. NashvilleLou Live. With Twitchy Tides coming up. More than half blue here. I'll try to remember that this time. Right into a white card right away. My 84 white card loses to a 90. Not a good start for me. Really not a good start. Trying to find my way. 75 beats a 74. Maybe I can find my way back into it. Where my white cards at? Brutal. I know they've got a ton of blues over there. That one I won. There we go. Some Steel Justice delivered. And then I run to a red. 2 and 2 as far as remaining health points here. Can I get one more? Got it! I mean, it's not a huge win as far as MVP goes, but again, this does help as far as the levels beaten when it comes down to the prizes that are given out for this particular interval. Here I am. Now this is going to be tough. Freddy Fun Kill. Pretty even looking split, and they're all 83 or higher for the average. Odd place for a circus tent. Why did the carny set up in the desert? Got a lot of white cards here, huh? I don't know. Maybe there's a chance. Then I run to a 92. Well, maybe. Maybe not. Last health point remaining for me here. I have to win 3 in a row, or that's going to be the game. 78 beat the 75, heads up. Red beats the white. It comes down to this. Bridgestone Arena for the win, question mark? It is. That'll do it. Congratulations, the tower has fallen. Yes, it has. Did that in less than 10 minutes. Now, again, it wasn't some huge MVP haul there by any means, but beat the tower nonetheless. So now I look over here, and Hall of Heroes, 5 levels completed. And we'll see in 2 hours, 26 minutes if I'm one of the lucky 5 people that wins a prize pack. And the more levels you win in that particular interval of time, the better your chances of getting one. Horseman won, the others over here. Let's go ahead and have another Twitchy Tides game, shall we? We have 19 contestants in at the moment. I'm about to join as well by typing !play. If you want to get in, you gotta move fast. Winner of this Twitchy Tides game will receive a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection you can use to get a boost in Meta Battler. You're watching it here live with me, or watching VOD later, but you're watching nonetheless, and you understand how this game works. Now, having that can be advantageous for you. Peter Force is in to give us 21 contestants. "21 contestants. Begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Debo the Shark going bottom row. I sold the catfish, barely got away in time. We're down to 19. If I happen to win, the prize goes to the second place competitor. Pink Felicia. Bottom part left to right. My goodness. Finally got taken out by Autumn's Toys with that super spin, but not until we were knocked down to 12 competitors remaining. Only a dozen left here in Twitchy Tides. Who'll be the winner? Depth charge on that top left side. My fish is heading that way. I'm out along with Peter Force. We're down to 10. Cannonball. Ground level takes out on bottom. We're down to 9. Depth charge out of nowhere. Has us down to 7 remaining in the mix here. This is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have more Meta Battler here in just a few moments. Debo the Shark, just below that midpoint, has us down to a half dozen. Manages to avoid taking out any of the 6 remaining competitors. Cannonball up top takes out Autumn's Toys and Zach Bonifer. We're down to 4. Viper Czar, RCP ADG, Dave Ira, and Chucky, the final 4. Depth charge takes out Dave Ira and RCP ADG. Final 2, Viper Czar and Chucky from Team No Hands. Debo the Shark. Bottom part of the screen. Can Chucky get past on the bounce? Indeed. Avoiding those sharp teeth. The game continues. This is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. You can see that hook is baited. Big Worm has it set up there. Both remaining competitors bounce off that left side. Back around. I think Viper should be able to make it back on the next bounce. What about Chucky? Will the angle be okay? Can Chucky get past it? They just barely make it past there. No, with some room to spare. Now Viper Czar. Similar path, but not the angle that was wanted, and that's going to do it. Congratulations, Chucky, victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. Chucky repping Team No Hands gets the victory. Congratulations on the victory, Chucky. That's your second win of the broadcast. You'll get double prizes. Prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. And now we're back. Twitchy Tide's ready to go for the next game. If you want to get in on it, all you have to do is type !play in chat. So I have one more tower that we'll see. This meta battle one will reset in 20 minutes, but Horseman, one that I haven't either completed or made it as far as I'm going to push it. I want to think it was. Did I run into some real trouble with this earlier? Was this the one where it's like level 3 was this impossible opponent? Felt kind of sus about it, but maybe it's always been like that and I just didn't remember it being so. Anyway, we start off with death. Level 1 death. It only goes up from here. It's an all white card deck, 21 the average, so fighting death in a rather bleak looking urban combat zone. It's all white cards over there, so red's gonna beat anything from there. Blue will lose to anything from there. Red beats white, beats blue. Pretty straightforward when it comes to Meta Battler. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Love being able to use my own cards, and people can make their own. You can create your own collection. I've had the NashvilleLou collection now for 3.5 years, but it's there for anybody to potentially make it. And then using games like this, we finally made it to this point. I saw this years ago. I could see this was going to be potential. We're finally here. Let's go ahead and see if I can get the remaining white cards out of there. These blues will lose to any of them, so. Flawless victory on the line, but the outcome. Okay, I won't get the flawless. One more, and that'll do it. All right, so victory there for me on level 1. Level 2. 80 difficulty. Is that E-O-N? Or it'll be Conquest. Man. Like some of those terrible sports jersey numbers that are tough to read. But I think it's just the background makes that look like it's an E and not a C for Conquest. He's like, look, you can care about my font all you want. I've got a flaming arrow pointed right at you, pal. Let's see what we can do here. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Already got 9 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. All right. At least the white cards will beat the blue. I know that, so. Lower blues coming in. It's not going to be enough. 84. Will this work for me? Yes, it will. White card. One more. Mutant Minnow. Not enough. Reward pack. Not enough. Here we go. Meta Battler for the win. All right. So level 2. Get the victory. That's about level 3, level like 102 difficulty here for the Angel. But only blue cards. Like, how is this a level 3 difficulty opponent? But different levels of different layouts, I suppose. Okay, 110. That's just ridiculous. I played 82 blue and it gets just blown off the board, heads up. Not a good sign. We're tied at 5, but look, I know what I'm up against here. Got triple-digit numbers flying at me every time. I don't care if you got one color or not. It's going to be a tough go of it. So I'd have to catch 3 consecutive white cards after this one to get the win. Otherwise, I'll lose to the Angel. Well, here we go.
Foolish mortal.
Foolish mortal. Concede. Be careful with this IP, guys. I don't think I can stress this, please. Be careful. It didn't affect me, but it could affect you, and I don't want that to happen. Alright, so again, the new season started earlier today or yesterday, several hours ago. Alien Worlds. Has more users, I think, than any other game or application or whatever on the Wax chain. They got a collaboration here with MetaBattler. These reward multipliers. Of course, the MetaBattler season collection itself is going to be giving you a nice boost. The more you have, the better. The individual, so you have like 10 of the same card. I mean, you can have that, but it won't give you more than a boost of just 1. So there's checks and balances. This has been very well thought out. And again, the featured collection. This will be for just however long their collaboration goes for, but at least for now, Alien Worlds in there. I got 22 uniques. I've got Neri 3616 in there. Give me a bit of a boost. Got the horrors, ultra rare, and ultra comics. What you're talking about? These giving you some of those cards come out really nice when they get synced up, because there's a range as far as the upper limit of how highly a card is going to be ranked, and it seems to be somewhat, maybe there's a method to the madness as far as how it gets assigned. I don't know, but it makes it interesting when they see, okay, this one, a card I wanted to play has a high number, great. Card I wanted to play that has a lower number, not so much fun, but luck of the draw, like with anything. That's the syncing up is a lot better than having to actually, that's a non-custodial, so I still have all this stuff. I'm not having to hand it over to them and hope they're going to do the game right, not just disappear my stuff. And these guys are legit. Ultra rare guys, John and Richie, know what they're doing. And I don't know how long I'm going to be here in this second place spot, but I can't imagine it's going to last, because there's so many, like, Consumer Break's got so many people that have his digital items. He's got a ton of giveaways. Just made partner here on Twitch. Faded Monsuda. Sensei Bullrog's beloved in the community. He's got a great game that's being developed. It's going to be a lot of fun. But with any of these, you can't, there's the system, again, the checks and balances. The most you're going to get is a +1 X as far as the boost, and per collection is 0.5, so. Again, I'm going to tell you a lot of people, a lot of projects are involved. I wasn't kidding. It's a big list right here. Nerds Unite Us, that's Sully. CS Sully here on Twitch. Someone else with partner status. He's been at it a long time. I'm mistaken. He actually worked for Funko in the past, so he certainly knows what he's talking about with this stuff. Online in. Hoping that crew's going to be okay. I want to think they got a Florida connection. Everybody's got a Florida connection to one degree or another, but as far as people involved with that, I hope they're okay. Hope everything's going to work out for them. But my point is, they're in the mix as well. Novo Pangea, big game here on Wax. Neon Space, watching some of them earlier. There's lots of options here for people that want to play, they're interested, that learn. blockchain straight teams in here. I'm surprised it's not higher up. But give them time. They're relatively new. But the more they give out, they've got great people involved with that. There's Soul the Cat. I mentioned Cat earlier. You can scroll on and on with this stuff. You see a lot. And again, for me to be a number 2 on this list, it's silly in some ways. In others, it's, well, indication that my digital items being used in game, or at least because that's the infused means people are playing with them. So you're getting the boost from somewhere. I'm happy to have it. And then the community collections, and again, Atari being on this list. When I can, I'll pull it back up if I need to show you. The Steel Justice has more than, what, 60 or 70 as far as the infused MVP in the card, because I wanted to use it. At least get some use out of my brawler stuff. Anyway, the Topps being in there. It's funny with the Street Fighter stuff. I had a lot of that stuff like 3 years ago, but then divested all of it, and then, okay, there's a reason to have it again. Although I'm already tapped out. Either they actually both apply here. 0.5x is the most you're gonna get for the community collections. So again, people can't go through here and get these ridiculous multipliers that really screws the game up. All the concerns I would have in putting games together, I see where they've been able to handle it. Like everything being like the RAM that you would have to have if this was custodial, plus people having 1,001 problems it would create. Whereas being able to just sync it up, it works so much better. And you've got this long list of people that have come to them or they went to them. But most of them, I bet, is creators going to them saying, hey, we want to be part of this. I've been very selective what I've been involved with. This is the first collaboration I've ever done. And I've had the NashvilleLou collection for 3.5 years. But that's with a reason. I'll say, okay, we're going to do this the right way. Not going to do this. And it need to be the right people, the right project, the right game, the right time. And here we are with all of it. So that's the big list there, the collaborator collections. That's how you get to that point. And so this all adds up this grand total. Look at that, 3.574x and those multipliers. It means more of that MVP coming in for me. That reward point you get. So it works out well. It's promotional as well for these collaborator collections. It makes people like me want to talk about Meta Battler. Not just because I'm doing well as far as the infused MVP goes, because I am part of it overall, and this is a great game and a lot of fun to be involved with. So really digging that. So like for my cards, and I'll pull up the deck, but to show you like the big list going from the top down as far as the levels go. You can see I've got, or infused MVP with some of these, a lot in there. Now to get that out, you can do it. I'll be careful. I don't actually do it here on stream, but I'll run with a low number just to be on the safe side. Like this. Spring Heal. Now you can do something that's called harvesting. Right now you can do it 0% fee. I'm sure that's going to change. But if you harvest the card, like it's a 58 right now. If I were to harvest it, that 58 turns into a 1. And yes, you get the MVP out. So there's that, but then that card drops down to a 1. And you're going to spend a lot more than 2.19 MVP to get it back up to a 58 if that's your intention. So use some caution with the harvesting. But that's how you do that. There's specific details about Spring Heal here. This is the mint number, the collection, the schema, asset ID, which is unique for each individual one. They have these numbers on there for a reason. Mint numbers. Mint 111. Now, you can have more than 30 cards in a deck, but I like it this way. I want to play with these cards to keep boosting them up, and so that's what I've been doing. The Aaron Judge card. Topps got into doing something different after 2021, so these are only Topps cards that are on here. So I'm not nearly into baseball like I was as a kid, but I'm a Yankees fan, glad to have Aaron Judge in there. We've got a Crypto Giant, we got a floppy disk. We've got a mocked up t-shirt. We've got Aaron Judge and Bar Nashville from 21 years ago. There's something for everybody. All right, I'm going to take my hourly break now. Other side of this break, we'll have another Twitchy Tides game. Right now we have 15 contestants lined up for this next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to join the list, all you have to do is type !play in chat. !play for Twitchy Tides. Back in just a few minutes. We'll have this Twitchy Tides game going into the night here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. right, coming back from break, NashvilleLou Live. Got a Twitchy Tides game coming up here in just a moment. Last chance for you to get in on it. You can do so by typing !play in chat. Do that as well. So I'll get in there and give us at least 21 participants in this next Twitchy Tides game. We at 2 a.m. Eastern. Thinking of people in the Eastern time zone right now. That hurricane bearing down on Florida. But here, this is NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. About to have ourselves a game of Twitchy Tides. Winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card and a digital item from the NashvilleLou collection you can use to get a boost in Meta Battler. And mentioning Warsaken, keep in mind, 1 week from Saturday, on October 19th, be the next Blue Mint tournament for Warsaken Blitz. Those are a lot of fun. I plan on participating as well. Should be a good time. All right. We have 21 contestants. And it starts now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge, and right away we're down to 17. If I happen to win, the prize will go to the second place finisher. Big worm with a hook right there on Nadu, and we're down to 16. I love the variety of the fish. No. Aquatic life, vape ape, the alligator in there. Meanwhile, you got Debo the shark getting roughed up over there. Twitchy Tides revenge. Funko lover sends Debo packing. Hit the E button to try and encourage some enemies to show up. In the top right corner, it's a depth charge. So we're down to 15. We're down to 14. Meanwhile, there's a cannonball trying to prompt the computer to send some more opponents. They finally did with a hard shot down the middle. Took out my fish along with several others. We're down to 7. This is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Cannonball. Down to 5. Debo working the bottom part. Down near ground level. And we're down to 3. Cesaro NLV, SDME123, and Genteri, the final 3. In this Twitchy Tides game here on NashvilleLou Live. There's the hook. Big worm has it set. There goes Genteri. There goes Cesaro NLV. And that'll do it. Congratulations. SDME123 victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. All right, so congratulations on the win, SDME123. Had some fun there with Meta Battler checking out this second season. Collaboration with Alien Worlds. We'll do a raid over to Dr. Doom. May have some more Twitchy Tides fun to enjoy, but first a sig out for me to have a cut point for the video on demand. That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.